Hey guys, welcome to r/ChoosingBeggars. Glad you guys could join us. Let's jump right into it. Our first story is by user Elizabeth Neal 04. So I saved up enough money to buy my friend a River Island bag for her 16th birthday. I think it was around 35 euros or something like that. Because she was complaining her bag was broken and she really wanted a new one. I was pretty happy to buy it for her because we've been friends for a long time and she needed it. I was really excited to see the look on her face when she opened it because I personally loved the bag and it was such good quality. Once she opened it, her face looked so disappointed. I waited for her to say something, but she sat quietly for another minute or so. Then she said in a harsh tone, "Why didn't you tell me what you were buying me? I would have told you what color to get. I hate this color. It's also too small. I just won't use it at all. In fact, where's the receipt so I can take it back and get a different one?" I couldn't believe what she had just said. I thought she was just joking, but she wasn't. I thought she would have loved the dark purple color because I remember her admiring someone else's before. And the size shouldn't have been an issue because her previous bag had been of a similar size, and she could fit a lot in it. After about 30 seconds of her saying that, I just said, "You're joking, right?" She just bluntly said, "No, why would I be joking? This bag is hideous. I thought you were joking when you gave it to me." All I did after that is calmly take the bag off her and say, "If you don't want it, I'll have it. Hope you find a better bag." She did not like this and said, "Is that it? You're just going to walk away and not offer to buy me a new one? It's my birthday." I said, "No, I won't. This is the bag I bought you, and I don't have any more money left to get another one." And she walked home almost in tears. However, I did get a fancy new bag out of it. Needless to say, I think I dodged a friend bullet there. We haven't spoken to each other since. I think it's so ridiculous how people can get so picky about what they get. Like, the fact that you got a gift from this person, that should be good enough. Why do people have to get mad about what gift they get? It's so ridiculous. Our next post is from user Jordana. Title of this is "This person listed something for free but then asked for money when I showed interest," and I think this is a great text conversation. So the other person says, "Okay, awesome. Just to make sure they aren't actually free, do you still want them? How much are they? Would 30 work for both? I can ship them out tomorrow. If you want, I could also do 25. Maybe 20. You can't mark them something as free, then turn around and charge for them. When you said they weren't free, I was thinking maybe 10 to cover shipping, that's it." I feel like this is a whole new level for Choosing Beggars. Like, you draw someone in by the lure of this free, and oh, you still want it? It's actually going to cost you something. That's just mean. Our next post is by user Uncle Mug. Series 3 Apple Watch, GPS 42mm. $110. Great condition Apple Watch. It is a Series 3 42mm size with charger and original strap. Comes with the original USB wireless charger, but no outlet box. Worn just a handful of times. Price is firm, cash only. Sorry, I just don't use Cash App or anything like that. Please don't ask me to chop a few bucks off. No, I do not want to trade it for a nasty futon and food stamps. If you found it cheaper somewhere else, then buy it somewhere else. I'm not trying to sound like a crab, but I'm sick of dealing with Choosing Beggars. If you can't afford it, then don't buy it. I think this is perfect. This is what Choosing Beggars need to be seeing on the internet. Maybe they will actually start leaving their old ways. But if that happens, where would we get all our stories then? Our next post is by user AttitudeCJ. Need an electrician to install 15 to 20 recessed lights. Will pay 30 bucks a piece for installation. Also need some rewiring done. Must have experience. I didn't realize that people got to, determine the rates of the people they hire. I wish I knew that. Gosh. Our next post is by user Yeah No. Me with the broken washer and dryer stackable, giving it away as broken for parts. Must pick up. Do not email, call or text only. Gets 3 to 4 emails. Is this still available? Finally, first person calls. We set a time for 2 hours later for him to come get. Takes both down. 2 hours later, guy's no show. Call him. Yeah, I decided not to come. Screams internally. Puts up same ad. Gets email. We'll pay $40 if you can deliver and confirm it works. Gets a text from person 3 asking if it's still available. Yes, No response. Gets a call from person 4. They want it. Gets a call from person 4. They want it. And hey, they live 10 minutes away. They come and pick it up, and are really nice people, actually. 3 hours later, person 3. Okay, I'm coming to pick up the units. They are gone. What? I said they wanted it. Every time. What would have been so much better is if all of these people had shown up at the same time, and then he just let them fight over who got to take it where. And then a 5th person sneak in behind and say, hey, I'll take this off your hands, and then he gives it to them while they're all sitting there fighting in his driveway. That would have been amazing. This next post is by user Almost Mature. And it's a sign. I like this sign. All prices have been pre-haggled for your shopping convenience. And in the very small text up there it says, we are a non-profit charity and we try to make all prices as affordable as possible. 100% of our profits from our stores support building affordable homes in some county. Ada County? The fact that people are going into this non-profit charity and trying to haggle some prices, or as they say, haggle, if you can't tell that's spelled wrong. But I think that's funny that they actually had to make a sign so people would stop doing that. Gotta love people. This next post is by user JJHawk96. When I was about 17 or so, I was a host/server at Bob Evans back in my hometown of Maryland. It was early afternoon rush on a random weekday night, and I was being offered training on serving by taking guests who sat at the countertop. Anyway, this man came in who would become my very first customer as a waiter in training, and I remember the experience vividly. At the time, we had an early bird special where you could get an entree with a free soup or salad for like $11.99 or whatever. So this dude orders a hamburger and a bowl of soup of the day. I took his order, punched it in, and then answered the phone for some carryout orders afterwards. About 5 minutes go by, and I bring him his beverage and his soup. He begins eating, and about a minute or two later, his burger comes out. He immediately walks up to me and begins boo-hooing, asking for a manager. Apparently, he wanted a discount because his food was too hot and came out too fast. When our shift leader declined his request, he stomped out, leaving the entire plate of food on the counter. To me, that just seems like a free meal for the waiter. I can't believe this guy is upset that his food came out too fast and too hot. Like, would you rather it be cold? Like, I don't understand what you want from this guy. Oh, it's hilarious. This next post was posted by user Mode1961. I was at the grocery store yesterday up here in Canada. A lady ahead of me in the lineup, 15 items or less, was having trouble finding money to pay for her items, about $12 in total. Out of both kindness and impatience, as I could see this was going to take a while, I said to the cashier, just put my stuff through and I'll pay for both sets of items. She says thank you, and when the lady sees that I'm going to pay, she looks at the cashier and says, hold on. Since he's going to pay, I'm going to get a few more items. I felt so sorry for the cashier because she had no idea how to react, and frankly, neither did I. She was really nice and she asked me, I presume you aren't going to pay for more items. I responded, no, I am not. She voids the lady's items and put me through. At this point, the lady had already left the area to go get other items. I have no idea what happened after that, but I can only imagine the shock when she returned and found that she has to pay for all of her items now. Maybe the entire time this person behind thought that this choosing beggar would want to get more items, so she just did it so she could get up to the front of the line again. I'd like to think that this person knew what they were doing just a little bit. Our next post is by Oneku Malchemist. Man, I'm going to struggle on these names. And this is a bit of a longer one. So a year ago, I broke up with my long-term partner of almost a decade. It wasn't a great breakup by any means, and I was left with an entire house worth of stuff that I couldn't stand looking at, including a microwave that we had bought about a year prior to the breakup. It was incredibly expensive for a microwave, and had all the features you would expect, plus some that made life so much easier. Fast forward about 4 or so months ago, I had moved into my new place and still had a lot of stuff in my garage left over from my breakup. I decided the time was right to sell the microwave. I listed it on Facebook Marketplace for about £45, an amount which I thought was going to be pretty fair considering how great the microwave was, and its condition. I got a little interest from people at first, but nothing much until Choosing Beggar arrived in my inbox. Choosing Beggar. Is the microwave still available? Yes, it's still available. That's great. Would you take 15 pounds for it? No, it's really worth more than I have it listed for, but I'd at least like to make some of my money back. Choosing Beggar doesn't respond. I get another offer from someone else that eventually falls through because I'm quite far away from them. We're having some difficulty getting here. It had been about 2 weeks, and I decided that I might as well drop it by 5 pounds, as I still wasn't getting much joy. I immediately got a message, and surprise, surprise, it was Choosing Beggar. Is the microwave still available? Yes, the microwave is still available. Would you take 15 pounds for it? No, I'm sorry, I've just dropped the price, and I really couldn't go any less. But it's been available for 2 weeks, and no one has bought it, so why do you think you'll be able to sell it for that price? As I received this from Choosing Beggar, I received a message from another person, a woman, who basically asked if I could hold it for her for the following afternoon. I said I would be happy to, and gave them my address. I'm afraid I've literally just sold it to someone else. Why would you sell it to someone else when I was going to buy it? What do you mean you were going to buy it? You offered me a ridiculous price, and I wasn't going to accept it. But you know that the price was too much. But I just sold it for that price. Fine, I'll give you 20 pounds. I told you, I have sold it. You still won't give it to me even though I've offered you more money, despite it not being worth it? He resent me numerous Amazon links to other microwaves that were like 15 to 20 pounds. And I had none of the same features as the one I had. See, it's not even worth 40 pounds. You've just sent me the links to different microwaves that aren't even remotely close to what I was selling. Just give me the microwave. Okay, for starters, I wasn't going to give it to you for anything less than 40 pounds, as it is more than worth that, despite you sending me links to random microwaves. Secondly, I have sold it, so I won't be giving it to you or selling it to you. Have a lovely rest of your day. What followed was a string of messages that I won't repeat here, but he made numerous allegations about my mother and his nighttime activities. So I blocked him. The lady arrived the following day, picked it up with no problems, and was incredibly grateful. That's hilarious. That last 2 sentences made my day. Oh, you gotta love people that start throwing in the mother jokes. This next post is from user WebDev, and it's a screenshot from what I assume to be Instagram. He starts out by saying, "Hey, could you stop messaging me? We don't even follow each other. Would you be interested in doing some promotion for us?" No, thank you. What the heck? GTR sucks. Ferrari is better. Well, you're about to get some free promotion. No way! I was just messing with you. You've grown a lot, brother. Good stuff. And you can see that his free promotion was being featured on Choosing Beggars. Gotta love the free promotions. This next post is by user JSM1370. So this story happens back in 2002, before Facebook Marketplace and smartphones. Selling stuff was done on Craigslist and via email. There were tons of time wasters and scammers back then. I had bought a 2-burner Weber grill. I kept this thing on an enclosed porch and covered. I cleaned this thing after each use. I loved this grill. It was the first real big home purchase I did. I bought it for $300. After using it for 3 months, I wanted a bigger and hotter grill. We were hosting a few parties and it was a bit of an inconvenience. I talked my wife into it and she was okay with it, but I had to sell my old grill. Enter Craigslist. I listed it for $250, which I thought was fair. It was only 3 months old and it was in mint shape from not being outside, cleaned and covered after each use. The listing explained this and also said the price was firm. Also, no checks and cash only. It needed to be picked up, no delivery. Cash needed to be in my hand before I hand over the grill. The ad got a lot of responses, lots of scammers and low bidders. I took the first 5 that did not argue about the price and went first come, first serve. I emailed them to let them all know and contacted the first buyer. We set up a date for pickup. There were some red flags that, in hindsight, I should have gone to the next buyer. He complained about the distance and gas cost. He asked about getting the cover and grills tossed in and hinted that for $250 the grill should be mint, even though the ad had a ton of pictures showing it in mint condition. So he comes that day. We go up to my porch, which was on the second floor of my 2-family. He started to complain about the condition as soon as he saw it. The grill looked like it came out of the box after assembly. Then he started in on me tossing in some stuff on my back porch as compensation. At this point, I had it. I told him the price was firm and it was for the grill only. He was wasting my time, and if he didn't want it, there were 4 other people waiting. He relented and agreed to my price. The haggling threw me off my game, and I forgot to ask for the cash. We carried the grill down and brought it over to his truck. I then remembered the cash. I asked for it before we put it in his truck. He told me, let's get it on the truck and then he would pay me. Right there was like, heck no. I knew as soon as I got it up there he was going to lowball me. We went back and forth for over 5 minutes. He insisted that he would pay as soon as it was in his truck. He started to get all pushy and belligerent. At this point, I told him the deal was off. He told me he was not leaving without the grill, and it was not worth the $250, and I would be lucky to get what he was offering me. I walked into the house and got one of the printed emails from one of the buyers. I called him and asked if he wanted the grill. He said yes, but he didn't have a truck. I told him we could drop it off in mine. Meanwhile, the guy in the driveway is yelling up that the price was getting lower for the longer I made him wait. I came down and told him to go away, that another buyer was coming. This guy happened to live in the same town. He told me I was full of crap and kept badgering me about getting the grill up on the truck. Well, the guy didn't show up for about 10 minutes, which seemed to last forever. He looked at the grill and said, deal, and handed me the $250. Just out of spite, I threw in the cover. I did this in front of the original buyer, who went from belligerent to apologetic fairly quickly. I told the new buyer what was going on, and he laughed at the guy, which sent him into a rage. He started screaming about his drive-up, compensation, and a bunch of other crap. Me and the new guy ignored him and loaded the grill up in my truck. I told him to go away and leave, or I would call the cops and have him trespassed. He left screaming all the way, calling me just about every name in the book. The new guy and I dropped the grill off at his house. His wife was happy at the deal and condition of the grill, and I got a Genesis 3 burner. I feel like this is the #1 rule, unspoken rule about haggling. If you agree to a price before you get there and it's in the condition that it was said, you shouldn't be moving the price. It was already agreed on. You knew it was $250 before you got there. Price was fair. You're not going to get there and, oh, I have it in my car, I'll go lower. No. No, that's not how that worked. Now that was r/ChoosingBeggars. Thank you for joining me. If you have any suggestions on any other subreddits I should cover, please let me know in the comments. And if you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one.